when the truth is free. Illusions creating distorted reality, manifesting heart's desires. Faith that anything is possible, probable. With God, I'm unstoppable. Can't deny denial. Life flowing through. Living is a test of subscription, a lifetime trial. Only faith, no fanatics. Pay attention to the antics. Peace over power, panic. Design planned in fashion. Kado Yeshayahu. Hallelujah. Total Rabbi Yeshua. Great salvation. All praises, all honor, and all glory goes unto the Most High. I thank him so much for the light. Peace and blessings, my people. Peace and blessings. What it do, family? What it do, family? Man, y'all already know. On this side of YouTube, we create the content that inspires, encourages, and motivate the next to be great. Hey, family. As y'all can see the title of this video, let me be politically correct. I identify as he, him. I identify as a child of the Most High. I identify as a man, singular. And what I've been seeing lately and what I've been experiencing lately, it is what it is. An occult, an abusive community of individuals who choose to do harm more than help. Correct me if I'm wrong, family, but something about this pride agenda and what I've experienced, it has not been beneficial at all. And I'm man enough to speak about it. I'm man enough to share my experience and my testimony about what I went through dealing with these so-called individuals. And I can sit here and I can smile, family, and I can tell you all my story and have nothing but peace exuding. Because at the end of the day, let me get the vibes right, family. Let me get the vibes right. Faith's all I need in this world. I know that y'all got me. Faith's all I need in this world. I know that y'all got me. You can't make a copy, no. Ain't no denying, creator of the heavens. All my desires be supplied, portrayed in the physics. Wise in the spirit, angels be mentoring. Pay attention and you can hear them. Really fantasize, create reality. Imagination gone wild, it's subscription free. Send forth praise to the highest degree. Yah give me grace, overflow abundantly. Faith's all I need in this world. I know that Yah got me. Faith's all I need in this world. I know that Yah got me. Hey, y'all see what's happening, man. I had to come through with the impromptu vibe right here and let y'all know where it really comes from. And when I sing my songs and when I say the things that I say, know where it really comes from. And so, family, say I'm man enough to elaborate and explain that I was hurt. I'm man enough to elaborate and explain that this made me feel bad. Because at the end of the day, I only wanted to see people do better. I only wanted to see the children that were dealing with these mental health issues overcome. But when we have a perversion of education taking place, what do you think the outcome is going to be? Do you think people are going to be mentally healthy if we're over here perverting what is right? If we're over here telling kids, hey, you should be learning your sexual orientation over your ABCs. If y'all haven't already, man, like the video. It helps with the algorithm. I just want to be able to share my message of dealing with the so-called individuals of the pride community. And to say, family, you would think they would be all inclusive. You would think they would hear me out. You would think that they would give unto me the peace and love and joy that, hey, I share with them. But as you see by the title of this video, the Pride OCCULT members got me fired from my job because I spoke against the agenda of teaching kids that lifestyle. Family, I don't know how it's doing on the chat as far as if you guys can hear me, if you guys can see me, let me know. Put some ones, put some prayer hands, put some fire emojis in the chat if you all can hear me good, if you all can see me. I'm doing a stream from a different place right now, so I just want to make sure everything is coming through clear before we get into it. And hey, the feedback is definitely appreciated. I see we got a couple of people in the building. I am Frequencies. What it do? What it do? Shalom, Lady P in the building. King Connect in the building. Hey, just know, this life is what you make it. Anything is truly possible. And as I'm seeing out here in this day and age, hey, to say that a man can be a woman beyond my knowledge and comprehension. A woman can be a man beyond my knowledge and comprehension, beyond my standards. And obviously, we're in a new age where there seems to be some type of influx of, I really want to use my words wisely, family, mental disturbance. There seems to be a high frequency of cognitive dissonance where people hear the words that you're saying, but they don't necessarily receive the communication accurately because they don't see the same things that you see. And one of the things that I observe being a teacher, being a counselor, being a mental health technician is that many times you have individuals in this field that bring their perspective, their opinion, and not facts. They bring their opinion and try to sway others to uphold their opinion. And to say, family, I was man enough to speak against this so-called agenda. And this is just an outreach. This is just a message to my brothers and my sisters to say that I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but I definitely hear the fireworks, the celebrations going on as you see my skin color. You know, people are celebrating a day where I guess they say that we're free. Well, I beg to differ. Free from what? And to say we're in a world where you would think you have freedom of speech. You would think that you would be able to operate and produce and provide for your family. But as I'm learning and as I'm seeing, you have some individuals who obviously want to strip that away from you. And at the end of the day, I question this community. I offered my services to this community. Man, I even loved them like they were doing no wrong. And to say that simple questioning led to certain individuals in this community getting me fired from a job that I love to do, which is to teach the youth, which is to inspire, encourage, and motivate the youth to be great, which is to use my creativity and my talents to inspire them to be able to actually seek after their purpose. And now it had me for a couple of months where I didn't know what to do. I was silent on the matter because obviously I got reprimanded for speaking up against certain individuals who were trying to push this agenda onto little kids. And as I was asking why, and as I was trying to get questions on, wondering what is the purpose, say that I was met with nothing but harm on my end. Not love, not inclusion, not acceptance as they try to portray, but to say that they took away how I provide for my family. Because of what? And so now I'm questioning the community of these people that support this crowd. And I ask them, is it right to teach children of any intellectual ability sexual preferences? And they don't even know their left hand from their right hand? What are the standards in education? What are we teaching kids? If we're not teaching them how to operate within their purpose, where are we leading them? And to say that was my main argument, and to say I was met with nothing but backlash. I was met with nothing but negativity. To say that these people shunned me so much that to the point where it only took them 2 days to investigate. And to say that this investigation did not include me. It just included a bunch of feelings and opinions from this so-called prideful occult. My bad, y'all. Y'all know I be going off on a tangent. I Am Frequency said, I can hear you good, but the quality is fuzzy. I don't know if it's your phone or your camera. It's probably the internet connection, to be honest. I've been dealing with a lot of wiretapping lately, where I guess my content and the things that I say on the so-called social media isn't acceptable. And so many times where I do come on and I have discussions like this, the content where I'm speaking about controversial topics, it tends to be highly interrupted. And even to the point, majority of my communications get interrupted. And so that lets me tell something right there. That lets me know that they're trying to hide something. Because why not let me speak? And as I was going through this prosecution, quotation marks, to say that I was not allowed to speak. These people did not let me speak on my behalf of what I said, but they took account of what other people said. They took account of people who identify not as their biological self, but as other people. Sounds crazy when you got a man that thinks he's a woman, or you got a woman that thinks she's a man, and they're trying to tell you about somebody else. And they're trying to tell you the character or what this person said in the terms of literally causing harm to their finances, causing harm to their life, causing harm and not wanting to see them progress in their endeavors. And to say, ever since I was a little kid, what I always wanted to be wasn't an entertainer. I didn't want to be a famous NBA player. I didn't want to be a rapper. I didn't want to be an influencer. To say, family, all I wanted to do was inspire, encourage, and motivate, and teach the youth that they are great. Something that I was searching for as I was growing up. And who's better to do it than yourself? And I took that role. I was like, you know what? I will take the responsibility to be that person that I was searching for. So that little boy who was me and who obviously is looking for somebody like me, I'll be able to meet them one day. And I'll be able to point them in that path. But to say that I had certain individuals within my environment, within the community that I was working in, seeing that the influence that I had, the words that I spoke, and the sternness, they'd rather do harm than help. And this isn't me necessarily wanting to bash this community. And to say, family, I welcome this so-called community to have this conversation and to be able to have this conversation on a grand panel, to be able to see the spirit operating, to be able to have the people choose, hey, what is right and what is wrong? Hey, why was Divine Lee fired from his job? Was it about what he did as far as working with the kids? Or was it about how he made other people feel? And are their feelings justified? And so, family, I come to y'all today as humble as I can be, as straightforward as I can be, and share with you my experience, share with you my testimony of dealing with this so-called pride community. And what better time to do this in the month of Pride? What better time to do this on the day of freedom? And hey, I always want to make these conversations light. I always want to make sure you guys peep the spirit that I'm operating out of, where there's nothing but peace. Hey, I still love. I still have joy. I still have the vision to say that they will never take that away. And as long as I have the Most High on my side, I don't care what anyone does, anyone says about me, because I will be great. And I inspire and encourage you to be great. At the end of the day, family, these kids are looking up to us. They don't know what is right and what is wrong. To say that they need someone who can teach them. They need someone who can guide them. They need someone who can show them the way with love, with peace, with joy. And to say, when I was working in that community, the very opposite of inclusion. And I'm very well spoken, family, to the point where they look at me and they know that I mean business. It might not be the earthly business that they want me to be a part of, but I'm about my Father's business. And when I was blatantly harassed, when I was blatantly gaslit, when I had accusations of my character being accused of someone that was a demon, all I can do is laugh, family. And let me just say this. As I was going through the process of getting the papers to get my dismissal, y'all can look the company up. And I'm giving them free promo right now. For anybody who supports that community, the Pride community, hey, this is the company for you. Chicago Pediatric Therapy and Wellness Center. Oh yeah, they definitely showed me that I was not welcome. They definitely let me know, even before I was speaking, in terms of what I was seeing. And they didn't want to see me in a position where I can be free. And I just wanted to come through, family, and share a truthful testimony. Don't give up. Keep persevering. Even when people band up against you, know that the Most High is with you, and He will always make a way through. And there are things in this world where obviously you have humans, quote unquote, we can't always comprehend what's going on. But there's principalities. There's things unseen. There's a spirit operating where when you go against that, It will send out the bots. It will send out the occult members to try to get you canceled. And to say, I've been through that. It hurt. It had me feeling down about myself. I couldn't provide for my family. And this is something that I went to school for. This is something that I had a degree to do. And this wasn't even based on my performance. It was based on how I made other people feel. It was based on accusations from people who didn't identify as what they biologically are. And as I brought this to the forefront in this community, in this company, to say that they showed me their true colors. And as I was having this dismissal, and as I was getting terminated, the CEO of the company was handing me the papers and was looking me dead in the eyes. And as I was talking to this man, quotation marks, man, he was expressing me how he was so disappointed. He was expressing to me how I let him down. Because he told me, Lee, you should have just kept your mouth shut. You were very marketable. Marketable to who? I'm about my father's business. And to say, even when I work for a company, I'm still employed by the Most High. And it doesn't matter what mandates, what rules, what regulations you put inside your company. If it contradicts me following after the Most High laws and commandments, I will speak up against that. And so just being able to explain to you all what happened in the situation where you guys know I create content, I create these divinely discussions. And it got to the point where a certain media came to me and it was promoting the gay BCs. And I decided to speak about this topic. I had an open panel. It wasn't just me. I had various other individuals hop on and share their opinion. At the end of the day, my conclusion was we should be teaching kids who they are. We should be teaching kids colors. We should be teaching kids numbers. We should be teaching kids ABCs. And even more importantly, we should be teaching kids about the world, the land, how to farm. We should be teaching kids about plants. Where does it become acceptable for us to talk to a child about their sexual proclivities? And as I was having this discussion, to say I didn't think anything of it, to say that my efforts were so innocent to the point where, I even had certain individuals of that community hop on a panel. And as I'm talking to these people on a panel, and I'm asking them questions, they over here second guessing. Oh, snap. Is what I'm speaking somewhat confusing? Because I don't even have words to talk back to Mr. Divine Lee. And as I was going through this process of trying to get the primary feedback from this community to say it was nothing but backlash, it was nothing but hate, it was nothing but malice, it was nothing but pettiness, it was everything opposite of the fruits of the Spirit of the Most High. It was everything opposite of so-called being inclusive. And to say, family, once again, I am very well spoken to the point where I take heed on the words that I speak. And hey, if I do want to go out my way to offend somebody, oh, I will. But to say that I was in that professional environment where my words were very, my diction, my choice of words, very astute. To say that you definitely had to fabricate my words to make it seem like I was in the wrong. And as I'm over here reading the termination papers, where you had several women in this community who obviously went to the CEO of this company, who went to the higher ups of this company and told them about my so-called behavior, where they was like, hey, Mr. Divine Lee was telling us that teaching kids this is wrong. When in fact, the words that I said was teaching them that is not right. And which in turn, obviously, it should be able to spark that conversation. Do you believe that a grown man or a grown woman that does not know or does not have any relations to a child should be teaching them anything about sexual proclivities in this given day and age in society with so much perversion going on? To say that, me as a teacher, I feel uncomfortable speaking about that. And I elaborated that. Hey, I don't feel comfortable as a masculine man, as a man who identifies as he and him. I don't feel comfortable talking to a little girl that doesn't even know how to tie her shoes. I don't feel comfortable talking to her about what she identifies as, because I want to help this little girl tie her shoes. I want to help this little girl identify her ABCs. I want to help this little girl identify her 1, 2, 3s. I want to help this little girl know what happy is, what sad is, what being excited is. I want to help them figure out their self and their purpose first. To say that the mind frame of these individuals to try to infiltrate children is nothing but demonic. And I've experienced it. Family. It hurt me because I thought I was doing right. But to say I was reprimanded because of something that I spoke, that obviously, I mean, there was no malice behind it. I was just trying to comprehend and understand why these people felt as though it was right to teach children gay BCs. Why do you have grown adults walking towards kids, asking them who they like? Let me say that one more time and listen in the spirit. Why do you have grown adults walking towards little kids and asking them who they like? Keep in mind, family, as you guys already been seeing the content that I do as far as my teaching content, and know that there are certain stipulations in which I can't show you guys everything. But just know, I'm very passionate with what I do. I put in 150% effort to say that my goal has always been to inspire and encourage and motivate the youth to be great, not just on YouTube, but in real life, in my place of business. And as I was doing this, and as I was getting reviews of people in the clinic that I was working at, as the CEO even hit me up as I was talking to them, hey, I don't know if this is a career path that I want to choose. And as they persuaded me to continue on and provide my service there, to say I was dumbfounded. Because at the end of the day, I did not know their agenda. And maybe that's something I should have asked in the beginning. Because as I started to speak up and as certain people in the community came across my content on YouTube, I saw the side eyes. I saw the looks. I saw the occult. The members of that occult literally take action and do harm when no harm was being done to them. That sparks me to have this live right now today, family, because I truthfully want to know where the mass majority of people stand. Is it okay for children to learn about sexuality over the essentials of living? And that's a question, family. Let me know. My bad, y'all. Y'all gotta bear with me, man. This is an impromptu live. Y'all see I'm definitely not in my office space, and I'm just I had to get this off my chest, man. Hey, facts. King Connect coming through said most don't want no conversation. It's just supposed to be their way, no matter the moral. Man. How's it going, Effie? Effie says, I'm glad you was fired. If you think it's acceptable to not let people be who they are and love who they love. And as we have one of these individuals in the chat, I'm glad that you're here. And what I would do is I will send a link for you to join in on a panel, because this is the type of conversation that I want to have in real time with these individuals. So let's see if this person can elaborate to me on actually, making this make sense, and why this person thinks it's okay that, I can lose my livelihood because I spoke up about this, about grown adults walking up to little kids and asking them what's their sexual preference. So let's see if Effie will not only just type in the chat, but let's see if Effie will come onto the live stream and actually have a face-to-face conversation with Divine Lee artists, because this is actually what I wanted. So, Effie, I see you have another comment, and I like to read. That's obviously what I do. I'm an educator, so I have to read. But more importantly, I'm a communicator. And hop on this panel so that we can communicate. I will let you into the chat. I will let you on a panel so that you can explain to me. Effie said it's about educating children so they cannot feel bad about themselves and be who they feel free to be. And I hear you, Effie. I hear your words. But you know what, Effie? I want to hear your words. So come on to the panel. I put the link into the chat. Cease your typing on your computer or on your iPad or on your tablet or on your phone, and I want to have a conversation with you. Please help me understand. Tell me where I'm wrong. And This is what I love to do, family. Where if I'm in the wrong, I will want to be told that I'm in the wrong and to be told why. And to say that these people did not tell me why I was wrong. They just terminated me. Nor did they give me the chance to speak on my behalf. It was just what my brother King Connect say. Most don't want to have the conversation. It's just supposed to be their way, no matter the moral. So, Effie, I want to have the conversation. And I see that you are in the chat and you want to have a conversation. Please hop on. If you're still here. Marianne, I hope I got it right this time. Steve Bless, you already know, man. Appreciate you in the chat. Man, one of my longtime supporters and moderators. Hey, best believe if Effie decides to join the chat, let's be respectful. Let's make sure that we embrace and make sure that she feels safe as far as her explaining her side. Because obviously, we're in a space right now where I don't feel safe. I couldn't be who I wanted to be. So Effie, let's bring it out. Let's go back to this. It's about educating children so they cannot feel bad about themselves and be who they feel free to be. Why can't I be who I want to be freely and express myself articulately through communication, through no harm in my words, through no harm in my actions? Why can't I express myself like that? Effie, come on down. You doing all this typing in the chat. Come on, Effie. Let's see if we got another one. Because I really would love to see and have a live communication, and so that the people can see the spirit operating between the conversation of these individuals. Because I've seen it firsthand, family. I've witnessed it firsthand. And the same people that was giving me praises, oh, teacher of the year, teacher Lee, I can show you guys the receipts. Oh, how quickly they turned. As I was saying, hey, teaching children the ABCs is not right. To say everything was overshadowed about my production and effectiveness as far as connecting with these children, and as far as making learning fun, and as far as teaching them their ABCs, and as far as teaching them their 1, 2, 3s, and as far as giving them the confidence to speak loudly and clearly, and to be able to give them the verbiage and to deal with that community that's underneath the mental facade of having the illness of autism. I was breaking those barriers with these kids. And to say I was reprimanded for being myself, for expressing how I truly feel, and for wanting to have a conversation. So Effie, or Iffy, I want to say Iffy right now, because you seem a little iffy. You just dropped some comments and now you're gone. So I'm getting some iffy vibes, Iffy. If you're able to communicate with Brother Divine Lee on your stance right now, come through, or just do not type at all. Because at the end of the day, I really truly want to see what type of spirit is operating behind these people who uphold these values. And what better way to do that than by having an open panel discussion where it's live and direct and people can see how you interact and engage as far as people asking you these questions. And so I got questions that need to be answered. Iffy, come on down. There's nothing wrong with having questions. Come on down, Iffy. Have this conversation. And I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. If it's Iffy or Effie, let me know. If so, keep your comments to yourself. Stay in the back scenes. Just watch. Sit down and be taught. And if anyone else wants to come on and join on the panel, the link is in the chat. I would definitely love if someone can spread some insight or give me some type of value as far as understanding and comprehending the mindset of these people. Because as I was doing a great job and as I was being so-called praised for doing a great job, it stopped once I started to speak up against the agenda that I seen that was heavily promoted. Once again, I know that the type of current atmosphere that we're in, I know what month we're in. And hey, let's just say I went to school for marketing and communications. So I felt this was the perfect time to have this conversation. Come on through. Iffy, Effie, there's nothing wrong with having a conversation. There's nothing wrong with questioning people's agendas. And to say that I question the agenda of the so-called pride community or pride occult, if you get where I'm coming from. And as we see nothing but silence, family. As we see this person who was so eager to type in the chat, but is silence to coming up on to this live to speak. What does that tell you about that character? What does that tell you about that promoter of that certain community? Will they speak up? Or will they just throw stones and hide in the back scenes? To say, family, I was hurt from this community. I was discouraged by this community. This community of pride individuals didn't let me be who I was. Wait, I thought you guys were all inclusive. I thought love is love. So, hey, what happened? Where'd you go? Where'd the love go? To say that I'm speaking from love right now. I'm speaking out of peace because I truly want to comprehend. I truly want to understand. But if no one is able to sit down with me and have this conversation at the table, which does not spark emotions based on how they feel, all praises, all honor, and all glory to the Most High. Faith's all I need in this world. I know that y'all got me. Faith's all I need. I'm a little raspy, family. I've been speaking for about a good almost an hour now. I sound like SpongeBob from that one episode where he was in Sandy's crib and he needs some water. And to say I'm still persistent. Just so you guys can see my passion behind this topic right now. I want to have this conversation with these individuals. Iffy, Effie, come on through. Educate me. If that's what you call it. Let me know why I couldn't express myself and be who I truly wanted to be. Effie or Iffy. And if you come on, you're able to state your name so I can get it correct. Because right now, I can't really tell. I see it starts with an E. It could be Fe. I mean, it could be Iffy. I'm feeling a little iffy right now. So That's why I'm going with Iffy. But you know, people identify with whatever. Their name could be him, but they identify as her. So I do not want to get your pronouns wrong. So I feel as though an open dialogue where you come on live and we have this discussion where you're able to tell me your name, that will be best. And if you are a promoter, if you are a supporter of the so-called pride community, hey, why stay in the comments? I put the link in the chat. I want you to come on up. I don't want you to type. I want you to talk. And so that's the thing. When it gets to people actually expressing through verbal communication, I see that many individuals lack that so-called skill. Iffy, do you have the skill to communicate real time? Do you have the skill to actually have a conversation? Do you have the skill to socialize and hold a conversation and actually come up with something as far as a solution or being able to educate that makes sense? I'm I'm giving you the link to come on in. Or if anybody else in the chat supports Iffy's comments and want to back her up, come on into the chat, family. Let me know right now. Am I talking to myself? Can y'all hear me? Is everything streaming okay? Because I feel like Iffy just dropped out, or I hope that the stream is going well where there's no disturbances in the communication process and everybody's hearing the words. I hope that Iffy doesn't seem so-called offended by my communication. If I offended anybody with my words, let me know. And let me know where the offense happened. Marianne, right? I hope I got it right. Marianne. Marianne said, don't stop being you ever, never, ever. When one door closes, another one opens. Don't forget that. Hey, agent. Facts. Exactly. Get you some water if you need it, fam. Hey, to say I'm supplied by the Most High. All praise, all honor, man. I'm gonna thug it out. I really want to wait until a person has the courage to come on and have this conversation, because I know topics like this. I know when I put in on YouTube and I put in trigger words, hey, I know what type of crowd it attracts. So, family, I did this for a reason. I did this for a purpose. I wanted to see if these individuals were bold enough, would have some type of spirit behind them, where not only can they type in my chat, but they can also come and communicate to me like a regular person should. Correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm saying anything wrong in here, family, I want you to come up on the panel right now. And just so you guys know that I'm serious, I will put the link to the chat in the comments yet again, just so that we can get Iffy into the conversation. My bad, family. My bad, family. We seem to dropped out there. Hopefully, I'm back in. Let's see here. I'm gonna put that link in the chat one more again to see if Effie will possibly join in. I see she had a lot of words in the comments, and I just want to be able to have this conversation on live with people watching, and just so that you guys can see and know that, hey, are my words harmful, or is this just a brother trying to figure out where he did wrong? Is this just a brother where he just trying to figure out where he harmed individuals by saying, hey, people of that agenda, and even people of the same sex agenda, I do not conform with teaching children any type of proclivities about sexualities, because that just is not the case for that environment. That's just not the case for that learning curve for them. I've been in this for years, family. Going on my 8th year as far as being in the mental health institution, as far as being in the health industry. I've been working with kids for 10 plus years. I've been well spoken throughout my whole life, family. Come on through. Let's communicate. And this right here tells me that these people don't want to communicate. These people obviously just want to blurt out things without any comprehension or without any understanding of why they're even saying the things that they say. But for me and my family, know that when I speak and the words that I do elaborate on, there's a purpose, and I can tell you the purpose. Matter of fact, I can show you the purpose. Faith and desire, faith that anything is possible, desire to be extraordinary, dreams do come true. And I stand on mine, and I speak up for mine. And I'm about my Father's business over any worldly corporation. So come on through. The link is in the chat, Effie. Iffy. 100. King Connect says that sounds like the do as thou wilt mentality. They don't keep that energy when it comes to logic, truth, and righteousness. That person don't want to have a face-to-face visual talk. They rather just keep putting stuff in the chat. Hey, appreciate the feedback, Brother Steve. Bless. Stream going good. Okay. Indoctrinating and introducing a sexual preference to a child is not allowing a child to feel free to be who they want to be. Hey, King Connect coming through with the bars, man. Too much pride to have a conversation. Hey, and I'm humble. I'm humble enough to say when I'm wrong. I'm humble enough to say, hey, I messed up. I'm humble enough to tell you all when I get fired. I'm humble enough to tell you guys my failures. To say, how can I tell you guys my successes without displaying where I went wrong at? And so this is where I see within this community, within this agenda, within this so-called realm of education, where you have individuals who obviously tend to only speak about their successes and are very prideful and boastful that they got a month, but won't speak about where they failed at, won't speak about the outcome of this so-called society dealing with that so-called lifestyle and what it does to the mind mentally, what it does to the person socially, what it does to the body physically. Iffy, the link is in the chat. You had about a couple comments where I'm just like, all right, we got us one. She seems very well spoken. She seems very articulate. She seems very educated. She seems very passionate. Well, you've met you one. I'm very passionate as well. Very well spoken. No, I'm ready to have the conversation. And family, we've been talking for an hour long. And given the words that came out of my mouth, was there anything that I said that is in alignment, that deems me to be somewhat of a hazard, that portrays me to be somewhat of a bad person, that says to society that this person should be terminated from making a living and providing for his family? Is there anything that I said within this last hour that gives you that proclivity that I'm an individual that should be ousted? Let me know, because this is how I speak. This is how I communicate. Out of love, out of peace. Say I just got questions. And why aren't they answered? And to say that when I do speak, why is my words pretty much, when I left my review for the Chicago Pediatric Therapy and Wellness Center, let's just say that my review was denied. Out of all other reviews, my review was denied. What did I say in the review? What did I say in this chat, in this live stream that was so controversial that people seen my review and my live stream, that it was something that they categorized as harassment? It was something categorized as hate speech. Once again, this rhetoric, this position is coming from people that identify with something that they're not. Again, this insight of me being a bad person is coming from an individual, is coming from a woman that identifies that they can be a man. Hey, that's why you stand your ground, call a spade, and stand 10 toes on the truth. If they wanted to communicate, they would have been on communicating with you. Hey. Let's call it what it is, man. At the end of the day, it's spiritual warfare, and you can't compromise with a demon. Hey, and so I just be wanting them to come through. Because I'm, family, when I tell you I walk around these establishments, and the Most High been having me on chill mode, because he know I've been ready. But I just been in the back, smelling. I see what's going on. I'm hearing what's going on. My insight is so in tune where I don't even have to say anything. I walk up to these people and I see the demonic possession taking place. Come on through. Hop on the chat. I know that many people viewing right now. Obviously, they will not support what I'm saying. And this is why I'm going live. And this is why once again, I will put the link into the chat for any brave soul that wants to pretty much inform me and educate me. Let's see what you're talking about. Let's communicate. And let's make the world see of how these different spirits operate. You guys can see the spirit that I'm operating in. Y'all can see one of my divestors in the chat by the name of Iffy coming through and sharing her sentiments. But hey, obviously, she's gone now. And family, my moderators in the chat, keep the comments running. Because as we already elaborated, we're going to keep the chat respectful. So keep those comments up. I want to be able to use them to be able to bring out some clarification. You have these people that are willing to chat via text, but would they actually communicate and socialize face to face? Man, Steve Bless said if you was agreeing with what that person was saying, they would have been hopped on the live and had that face to face with you, for real. And that's what I'm bringing out here, family. Y'all seen me on the panels before where if I got something I need to say, hey, I'm going to speak up for it because I'm a man. And at the end of the day, I don't care how anybody feels about what I say. And to say I don't even care about being fired. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to speak my mind. We free, right? We got freedom of speech, right? Let's call it what it is. You have people in the facade of all inclusion. You have people in the facade of being so prideful, but yet they cannot have a face-to-face conversation that displays their true intent because they know I don't even have to say anything to these individuals. My very essence alone shakes their boots. I've always understood that. And I've just been trying to figure out how come I can't live in a world where I can express and truly be who I want to be without being demonized. Hey, to say I ain't no coward either. To say if somebody over here ringing my bell to speak up, I'll best believe I'm going to have that conversation. There's nothing to hide from. I thought these people came out the closet. There's nothing to hide from. But I just want to get some comprehension. I just want the world to see how these people operate socially in real time. That is not practice. Oh, no. This is live and direct. This is a real conversation happening. And how many individuals do you know that can actually socialize and keep a train of thought for an hour long? I mean, if you got somebody over here, and of course they were born biologically a man, and for some reason they identify with a woman, do you think they can keep a train of thought? Do you think a woman who identifies as a man can keep a train of thought? Do you think these people are stable in their emotions to be able to communicate, to be able to receive someone's words that obviously is not harming them or is not bashing them, but just asking questions? Do you think they will be able to respond effectively, logically? Right now, this is what you call a primary resource investigation. To say, I want to investigate the spiritual intuitiveness of these individuals. And I knew that putting the title in as such would attract that crowd to be able to say that they're possibly viewing right now. Some of them are possibly viewing right now. The vaccine's steaming up because it's like they want to speak so bad, but they know if they get on this camera live with me, it's going to be a show. I'm going to put the link in the chat one more time. And if a supporter of what I'm saying wants to come on, or if a divester of what I'm saying wants to come on, I would definitely love and enjoy the conversation, because as I told you guys previously, earlier in the stream, I was hurt. Say I got over it, that I was fired for obviously speaking up and trying to express myself and live freely in this world. I was hurt. Not only was I hurt with other people's words, pretty much defaming my character, but they also took a step forward and stopped me from maintaining my career by getting me fired from my job. Oh, that really hurt. Man, that, ooh, ouch. Ouch. Oh, you got me fired. The Karens, you got me. Oh man, you told on me. You reported me. Ouch. Is that what you wanted? You wanted to see me hurt? Ouch. Ooh. I give y'all that second of joy. But not for my real ones. Let's just say. Faith's all I need in this world. I know that God got me. Faith's all I need in this world. I know that y'all got me. Come on. You ain't stopping nothing. You're just exposing who you truly are. To say, even if an individual was going out their way to get me fired, that's the last thing on my mind to do, especially if an individual does not go along with my beliefs. The last thing I want to do is see someone lose their livelihood. Because at the end of the day, I got love in my heart for everybody, and I want to see everybody do great. And for them to want to see me lose my livelihood, and that's their purpose, that's their intent, happy Pride Month, y'all. This is what y'all celebrate. Y'all celebrate seeing people like me being terminated because of conversations and opinions and a feeling being involved instead of facts, instead of production, instead of true influence to have some positivity in this world to see a better place. If you support Pride Month, you support the silencing of individuals like myself. You support people like myself to be fired from their jobs because of a person who doesn't feel safe around them. Well, what about me? Did you guys hear my story about how I didn't feel safe? How I didn't feel as though the kids were safe as I was seeing these individuals underneath that mentality going around and kissing these little kids? Ooh, ooh. Hey, did I feel safe around these individuals as I'm walking around them and I got my child, my daughter with me, and as they're walking up to my daughter and they're telling my daughter that this is a cute non-gender baby? Do you think I felt safe? Do you think I felt secure? How do you think I felt? Was that conversation ever brought to me about what these people did? Or was it just bashing of what I said and what they believed that I did? And keep in mind, this information is coming from a so-called woman that identifies as being a man. And this information is coming from a man that identifies as being a woman. At the end of the day, 1 equals 1. 2 equals 2. A woman equals a woman. A man equals a man. Now, if I told you 1 equals 2, y'all would look at me like I'm crazy. But y'all trying to tell me a woman equals a man? Confusion. No, I will not stand for that. I will not adhere to the addressing of the agenda of wanting to teach our kids the so-called gay BCs, wanting to teach kids any form of sexuality, because that is just not the time and the place. No. Let that kid explore the world as far as the plants, animals, letters, the language, and numbers. Let these kids explore what they're good at over their sexual preferences. Maybe then when you have a community of individuals who don't care about being liked, who won't distort themselves based on getting likes on social media, who won't feel bad about themselves because they don't look a type of way, but know that they have a purpose in this world and will continue to operate in that purpose so that they can reach that fulfillment of self instead of relying on their vanity to fulfill them. But I'm the bad guy. I'm the one that gets fired from the job. I'm the one that obviously is a detriment towards teaching the children versus the prideful occult. Nothing but facts. Romans chapter 8, verse 28. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to his purpose. Sheesh. They follow these fallen holidays that don't mean nothing in the Most High eyes. My brother King Connect coming through with the definition. Pride equals a feeling of deep pleasure or satisfaction derived from one's own achievements, the achievements of those with whom one is closely associated, or from qualities of possessions that are widely admired. Hey, and simply put, when you have individuals that go out and try to persuade the kiddos to like them by touching them, hey, say my view is stern, my view is firm. I totally disregard that community. And at the same time, I express that I want to have an open dialogue and some type of peaceful communication. But as I've been seeing lately, there's never none. So for these people that talk about being all inclusive, these people that talk about love is love, oh, how quickly, how swiftly they turn from that facade when somebody who does not associate with their agenda begins to speak. Man, the blood in your body will always tell you what you are, even if you're confused on what gender you are. And this is the thing. This is how far gone we are in society. And make it make sense. Doctors, right? You got to go through a certain amount of schooling to be considered a doctor. You got to go through a certain amount of education. You got to be fed a lot of information from thousands of years to be able to say that you are a professional doctor, to practice the form of medicine. You mean to tell me that these so-called highly intelligent, informative individuals, once a baby is born and you can see with your eyes, you can literally tell that there's a separation between the genders. You mean to tell me these highly educated, trained, informative individuals nowadays will look at a kid and will be confused on what gender they are? To the point where these highly educated, informative individuals, aka doctors, will walk up to your kid and ask your kid, hey, what's your sexual preference? And we'll say that these kids have a right. These kids have a choice after they're born to be able to decide whether they want to be male or female. These people are so smart. They went to school for years, but they don't know how to tell the difference between genders, to the point where they will persuade your child to be the opposite gender of what they were born as. Not only will they persuade your child to be the opposite gender of what they were born as, they will persuade you before I say that, let me share this fact. The United States main product, as far as the GDP of what we produce, is dependent on the health industry. So keep in mind what I'm saying. The main money makers in the so-called United States of America are these so-called doctors, are these so-called mental health physicians, where we're investing so much into our health. And let's just be real, family. Is it getting any better? And so you have these doctors that will not only persuade this little kid that was born a boy that he could be a girl, they will persuade you, the child, and the parent, to pay them. Hear me out. Your hard-earned money, you have to pay to get your sex changed. I call it big business. Hey, how many doctors would forgo a sex change just because love is love? Nah, they gonna need something. Let's just be real. People are not transitioning based off of the love of doctors wanting to see them live their best life. People are not transitioning based off of pride having such an influence on people wanting to express and be who they truly are, and that this service is free. No, people are paying tens and thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars for these procedures, and not only paying money for these procedures, but they're paying for it mentally, they're paying for it physically, they're paying for it spiritually, and nobody wants to talk about that. So Effie, if you're still watching, I got enough battery left for about 5 more minutes, family. That's all I'm gonna give y'all. If no one wants to come up on the panel and speak their mind on this conversation, hey, I take it as though what I'm saying is completely right. I'm taking it as though what I'm saying, hey, no one can refute it. I put the link in the chat once again. If you are someone who can advocate for this so-called community of the Pride occult, come through. I hope that you've been paying attention to the whole live, as you guys can see my demeanor, as you guys can see my spirit behind even communicating on this. To say I have peace in my heart, and to say I don't have any intentions to see harm towards anybody. To say I don't want to see anybody lose their livelihood. But I can't say that about them. I can't say that about the ABC LGBT community. No, they want to see people lose their livelihoods. They want to see people struggling. They want to see people getting demonized. I say I'm not demonizing. I'm just asking questions and make it make sense. Make it make sense when you come and talk to me. And if you cannot make it make sense, go look yourself in the mirror. Go ask yourself, what are you really supporting? Man, Marianne said, in 500 years, when they dig up the bones of the transgender being, all they will see in the actual gender, according to the skeleton, not the operation or clothes or makeup, the being projected. Facts. Nothing but facts. Somebody got to say it. How y'all feeling, family? How I know, hey, this is definitely a little bit more personal than my other lives that I be doing. You know, I definitely want to share you all some of the things I've been experiencing in the back scenes, and man, an overwhelming attack on my life. And this isn't the first time. I have many accounts of an attack from these individuals in this community where I'm just like, why am I being attacked? You guys can express however you want to, but nobody's attacking your livelihood. Nobody's attacking your way of life. But to say, hey, all that love is love, inclusion. When I entered into that community, it was not felt. And to say, family, hey, I don't go on my way as far as with this Bible smacking people on the head on it. That ain't me. They say I come in love, I come in peace. As I'm communicating with you all right now, this is the communication process that I'm able to socialize and have some type of articulate conversation where it's not demeaning an individual, but it's trying to come to a comprehension and an understanding of seeing mentally where they're at. How many people can have that? And let's just be real. When you see these people who follow along with that occult, follow along with the facade of pride, follow along with the LGBTQ community, majority of them, honestly, who can have a real conversation? Who can sit down with them and have a heart to heart where they're able to not just receive words, but comprehend it in a way where it's not harassing them? Why are you so easily offended, LGBTQ community? Why is there a spirit of wanting to hide, LGBTQ community? Why is there a spirit of wanting to demonize anyone else who speaks up against what you guys got going on, especially towards the little kids? And this is the thing, fam. I would not be speaking about this if everything was catered towards an adult audience. But to say when you start targeting the kids, hey, somebody got to speak up for them. Somebody got to let them know I'm here for you. And even the proclivity of what I do, and to say that I have a beautiful wife. I don't go out here every month talking about, oh, I'm so prideful being in my union with my wife. No, I don't need to. I don't need to boast in that. I just flow. I don't need to boast in who I'm laying down in bed with. That's childish. That's immature. That's what middle schoolers do. Hey, I kissed this person. Oh my gosh, I kissed this person and I liked it. Like, that's what middle schoolers do. That is a child mindset. We are adults. And to say, if you cannot communicate being an adult, and if everything you think about is about sex, then obviously you're not mature. And why should an immature person be trying to teach or influence kids? Miss Rachel? my bad. I just hey, yeah. It's been a long time coming. And one thing about me, family, no matter how many times I'm slapped down, no matter how many times I'm tripped, no matter how many times people even try to disturb my path, I'm gonna keep trailblazing. I'm gonna keep on running through. I'm gonna keep on breaking down barriers because I have a purpose. I have something inside me that's great. I have a voice, and I'm determined to speak up. How many people in that LGBTQ community will be able to have a conversation with me to educate me? Say that their education is perversion. Simply put, and I do not stand with that agenda. And as I spoke up against those proclivities being somewhat promoted at that workspace at Chicago Pediatric Therapy and Wellness Center, how quick the tables turned. I went from being a celebrated teacher to having a meeting with the CEO to the next day I'm getting fired. I went from being the most marketable individual in their company where they had me on flyers and everything. But the disdain and the overall disgust that I got from these individuals as I began to express myself of truly who I was, you know, like how they get the opportunity to, and to say that, hey, they get to keep their jobs. They get to keep their jobs going around and continuing to kiss kids. They get to keep their jobs continuing to go around and let little boys and little girls use the same bathroom. They get to keep their jobs to, hey, do I need to go in further detail? And hey, y'all willing, I break free to the point where, I really want to make a career out of the field that I'm in, to be able to teach righteously, to be able to show these kids the true way, to be able to actually give these kids the confidence that they need in themselves and not in their sexuality, but their ability and their skills to be able to be productive in life. Not just through who they like, but what they can provide. How many people will support that? How many people will promote that? And I know, family, this ain't the conversation. This ain't the live where I ain't gonna go viral. I ain't gonna have people over here talking about, oh my gosh, this guy, he's speaking up for what he believes in, and he obviously he got somewhat treated wrong, but I don't even care about that. I say I care about the same rights that they do. Being able to express myself, being able to articulate and not do any harm to people, but to come up with a logical understanding on how to provide these children with a safe environment for them to grow, for them to be truly who they were meant to be. And Iffy, hey, I'm put the link in the chat one more time. I told y'all I was only gonna be in here for 5 more minutes because my system is getting low on battery. But Iffy is back. Iffy, come on through. I hope that you're not like a bot. I hope that you're a real person. You're doing all this typing in the chat. Come on through and just have a conversation. I would love to have you. As a teacher, you should have been educated better to know that people don't choose their sexuality. It's how they're born. And educating children and showing them not to be ashamed of who they are. Okay. And obviously, Iffy, you're typing a lot. come on through the stream. My brothers and my sisters who are moderators, please keep her comments in the chat. Or, I'm sorry, I didn't even ask her what she identify as. Iffy, would you like for me to call you her, Shim, they, Zir? I really want to be politically correct. It's only so much that you're telling me. You know, I don't want to seem as though I'm debating you, but I do have questions. Please come on to the chat. I see that you have a lot that you want to say, and it would just be an easier, smoother transition if we have this face to face. So, Iffy, Heart, come on in. Let's have this. You've been in tune with the conversation from the beginning. I'm getting kind of a little skeptical because you keep typing, but you're not entering into the chat. So it lets me know right there. Are you afraid? I don't get it. What's going on? And I just want to be able to have this dialect so that individuals can see the type of spirit behind certain people who communicate, when you have individuals like myself who can articulate and express and come in some sense of peace. And hey, there was a reason why I was fired. You're right. The reason why I was fired is because I completely disregarded the agenda of teaching children gay BCs. That's why I was fired. They let me know that. The CEO, he even told me that he was so disappointed in me. He said he was so mad at me because he was about to use me to do so much marketing, and I was going to bring in so much more of a crowd because I was able to follow along with their agenda. But you know what? He threw me out of Olive Branch. He said, Lee, I'm going to fire you, but I'm going to tell you what you did. Hey, man, you just got to be educated more. And you're so great at what you do, Lee. I'll even write you a recommendation letter. So, Iffy, whatever your reason behind your name is, and whatever pronoun you go as, I want you to explain that, and I want you to come on and have this conversation with me so I could be able to tell you the whole story. Because obviously, you're going based off of some feelings right now. And so I didn't leave this company on ill manner. To say I left laughing, to say that me and the owner of the company actually shook hands and gave a hug, and hey, it was all joy and peace. He knew what type of timing I was on. They knew what type of timing I was on. And it gets to the point where I just want to be able to express to the world that you have people in that so-called community who obviously cannot communicate and express in a socially effective way, where they begin to pick up a victim mentality and start to cause harm to others, in case myself. And hey, I could look back at it and smile and to say that the testimony stream is coming soon. So hey, family, don't think that this stream right here is gloom. Nah, this stream is the dawn before the light. This stream right here is the sun coming up, and we almost, hey, to say I'm still shining, family, and I'm still doing what I'm doing because I know that what I do is great, and wherever I go, hey, there's gonna be a need. So Iffy, you're back in the chat. Moderators in the chat, please keep her comments in here. Do not delete any comments from anybody who comes in who obviously is against what I'm saying, because we need that for the playback visuals. Hey, And we got two sides of the story here. My brother Steve Bless said the reason he was fired because he stands for something righteous. Meanwhile, they stand for something that's already fallen. Man, to say, hey, he told me to call him. He told me to text him if I needed a recommendation. To say, I was like, I'm good, bro. What I need a recommendation from somebody who don't even know if they're a man or a woman. What good is that going to be? What good is somebody who don't know if they're a man or a woman for them to tell you and be like, hey, you're a good person? Do you think if they don't know if they're a man or a woman, do you think they know what good or bad is? Do you think they know what bitter and sweet is? Do you think they know what encouragement and discouragement is? So, hey, family, just know this is a stream, not me telling you all how I'm a victim of this community, but telling you all how I am a victor. Because guess what? I'm still teaching. And if you feel some type of way about that, that lets me know the type of spirit that you operate in. Because what did I say that was harmful? What did I say that put anybody's life in danger? What did I say that took away livelihood from people? What did I say that defamed someone's character? Nothing but facts. A man that thinks he's a woman and a woman that thinks they're a man, are you going to believe if they tell you something good? Do you think that it's going to be good based on their overall mental state? Because, hey, in their mind, a man could be a woman and a woman could be a man. And so with that thinking, why can't one equal two? Why can't two equal one? Matter of fact, why can't I identify as a doctor and I don't have a degree? Same thing, right? I don't have the credentials to be a doctor, but we live in a society right now where you can identify as anything as you want to be. And to say, I was born this way, family. I was born passionate. I was born a teacher. I was born inspiring. I was born motivated. I was born speaking about things that I see as I was a child. And to say, ain't nothing changed. I just got a camera in front of my face now. You guys can see. All praises, all honor, and all glory to the Most High. Iffy, come on through. I'm getting tired of your lukewarm comments. I want to hear you communicate, and not just through the typing of a computer. I want to hear your words, and I want the people to hear your words. And I want them to be able to discern the type of spirit that you're communicating in. And if you guys already can't discern the type of spirit that this person is communicating in, hey, to say that this person, I don't know her personally, and say for some reason she feels as though she knows me to the point where she can say, hey, there's a reason why you got fired. And this is the type of the spirit, this is the type of mentality that these so-called individuals bring. And this is what I wanted to point out. Let's say if you're not with me, hey, you're not with me. Point blank, period. Hey, none of my business. To say I will not go out of my way to be a detriment towards your lifestyle, towards how you provide for your family, just because you're not with me. But to say that you have people in this world so-called in the pride occult community, that if you're not with them and if you're not speaking with them, huh, man, they're gonna come at you tenfold, 20-fold, 100-fold. They're gonna come at you with violence. This love is love community. They're gonna come at you with harassment. They're gonna come at you with character defamation. They're gonna come at you and try to belittle you. Say, family, all I did was just ask questions. But this is how an individual of that so-called espionage of love is love and letting someone be as though how they were born. Using my words correctly, using my words and having some type of control over my tongue. I choose peace. I choose peace on how I communicate towards these people. And to say, is that the same spirit that I see back? Nope. Not at all. So what does that tell you, family? The individuals who support this community, the individuals who so-called will be speaking so boldly about how they were born, can they have a conversation? Will they be able to socialize with an individual who can articulate themselves? Will they be able to hop on a panel and actually have some live communication instead of comments? I've been on for 2 hours, and I know for a fact that this title has definitely attracted that type of community. And for some individuals who support it, for not to want to come in and give me some type of reverence, give me some type of platform where I can talk to an individual in that community to understand where I'm coming from, I see the type of spirit that these people operate under. I guess that's why they call it coming out of the closet, because they just want to hide in the comments. I guess why that's, hey, and let me know, family, if I said anything wrong or anything offensive, put me in my place. But to say I wanted to come on and share with you all my experience of what I went through, of honestly wanting to do right in this world by children, and to say I was reprimanded strictly, not based on my performance, not based on my engagement, not based on my influence, not based on the lives that I changed with these little kiddos, not being able to talk, not being able to function correctly, but I'm able to put in place and contrive environments for them to feel as though they can express themselves. And I did that to the fullest extent, where I was a brother of color walking into a place where it was nobody that looked like me. And I held my head up high. And in my eyes, I did a great job. Let's say, hey, as I was having that meeting of the termination, let's say I was telling the CEO, man, I knew it. It was my time, man. I'm over here laughing. I'm like, man, don't even give me the paper, man. It's my time. Thank you. Because, hey, I see what y'all got going on over here. I see the posters on the wall. I see the so-called other teachers kissing the kids. I see y'all got all the kids lined up going into the same bathroom, Chicago Pediatric Therapy and Wellness Center. I see y'all got all the same kids over here Hey, putting on nail polish. Oh yeah, they was on that type of timing over there. And say I was just silent, you know. But it took that one day for an individual to say, "Hey Lee, you know I follow you on social media, right?" And I'm like, "So, what does that mean?" "Well, you know I'm a part of that community, right?" I'm like, "Okay. We at work. Why are we talking about this right now?" "Well, I seen your post on social media and that made me feel mad." Um, um, okay, person. Why are you mad? "Because you said that people who are of the same sex having kids is not right." Okay, do you think that's right? "Yeah, I think that's right, because that's the type of community that I'm in." Well, do you think that you should teach other little kids that come to school, that come to an academy? Do you think that those kids should be taught that? I mean, yeah, it's a new day and age. I would rather teach kids about planting gardens. I would rather teach kids about their left foot and their right foot. I would rather teach kids about their head, shoulders, knees, and toes, knees and toes. You feel me? I would rather teach kids about what they're good at and about what skills that they have and that I can identify for them as I'm watching them and observing them in the classroom and operating, and to be able to give them the tools and the resources and motivation. And why am I explaining this to somebody who thinks they're a man and they're a woman? You know what? Hey, what can I say? Divinely discussions over here. And as this person obviously was very highly offended, didn't tell me to my face, as far as them having this overall disdain for me, about how harmful, I guess, my words were to them. But, they decided to make sure that I was reprimanded. They decided to put allegations forth of me saying this and me saying that. Oh, and how great the elaboration, how great the speech of this person was to display me as a person. Obviously, the character that I did not display. But we live in a world where a man is a woman and a woman is a man. So, of course, it's easy to believe anything anybody says. But as you guys can see here, we reached the 2 hour mark of me fully expressing and elaborating and letting you guys know how passionate I am about what I do, and letting you guys know something very personal that I've experienced. And to say, I don't want anyone else to ever experience this hate. I don't want anyone else to ever experience this discrimination. I don't want anyone else to ever feel like they can't be themselves. Because at the end of the day, if you truly say what's on your mind, you'll get fired. And we shouldn't live in a world like that. We should live in a world that's all inclusive. And we should live in a world where, hey, there should be freedom of speech. And no matter what you say as far as your opinion, if you're not going out of your way defaming someone's character or completely lying on them, why is that leading forth the environment for people to use that as a weapon? Man. Salah. Salah. Appreciate you, Marion. Talking about they all around the workplace, fam. Sheesh. Always looking to trap a brother in their ideology and to say, I was not for none. I was not for none. I was done. Hey, nothing but facts. Discrimination against righteousness. Woo! Them people don't want to help the kids be the best they can be. They want to hurt the children physically and spiritually, but they have their day coming in the lake of fire. And I ain't want to be the person to say the judgment. Hey, I'm just reading the comments, man. To say, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil. That put darkness for light and light for darkness. That put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Woe unto them that lead these kids in the wrong direction. Man, hey, and to say, family, I identify as being one of Yah's children. I identify as being a child of the Most High. Does this look like a person who is displaying the characteristics of a victim? To say, I could get on this live and speak to you all in a tone of peace for hours. Because the Most High has already provided a way out for me. Gadol Yeshayahu. Hallelujah. Total Rabbi Yeshua. I just have to get that one off the chest right quick, family. Hey, I appreciate y'all for tapping in. I appreciate y'all for the support. Stay tuned to the channel. Know we got some more things on the way. Oh yeah. We got some more teacher content coming soon. And let's just say, family, I was kicked out of one place, but I was promoted and put in a greater place. I wonder if he's still here. I wonder if Ippy's still here and what she think about that. I was kicked out of that place, but I was promoted and put in position of leadership in another place. Oh, that's gonna be, and we're gonna save that one for another live. But keep this one in the archives. And knowing that, hey family, when we do go through these trials and tribulations, count it all joy. When we do go through these certain so-called circumstances where we're being tested, man, keep your head up. You gotta keep your head up, elevated, motivated, demonstrated, practice patience, no more waiting. Prayers penetrating. You gotta keep your head up, elevated, motivated, demonstrated, practice patience, no more waiting. Prayers penetrating. Adapt to your behavior. You gon' always be what you have. Behaving. Y'all like get that one, man. Y'all like get that one. Hey, and to say, hopefully I ain't canceled from what I do. Nah, man. And it's on the up and up. We getting there. And I want you guys to see, as far as the overall aspect of what I do, hey, I'm gonna need y'all help. I'm gonna need y'all support because I'm just by myself. Uh, Mic check. Mic check. All right, my bad, y'all. About the disturbance in the stream. Just know I'm live streaming right now, man. I'm coming to y'all as genuine as possible just to be able to share this testimony because, hey, I hope that it helps someone out as far as moving in this world because we definitely are in those times where you got to stand your ground. And, hey, I might as well go ahead and play the vibes. Appreciate my brother King Connect, man. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your upliftment. And say, hey, I got some strong brothers with me, man, and we making it happen. Just know I stand my ground. My brothers around me stand their ground. And we moving and we shining. And for the people that do see me creating on this side, yeah, I just want y'all to know it wouldn't be possible without y'all. I wouldn't have a channel. I wouldn't be creating content if I didn't have people that support it. And so I thank y'all. I love y'all. Man, I'm going to end on, let me see. I wanted to play Stand My Ground. I was playing the unreleased track for y'all. Y'all ain't supposed to hit that one yet, man. Hold on, hold on. That mic good. Yeah, I had an echo in there. Yeah. Hey, appreciate it. Appreciate y'all letting me know. But family, I'm going to end on this vibe. I hope y'all standing y'all ground out here. I hope y'all standing up for what y'all believe in and y'all ain't just going along with the facade. Hey, if you haven't already, hit that like button, share this video, subscribe. Hey, they ain't gonna keep me out of here for too long, family. But nah, man, if y'all haven't already, hit that like button. Man, let me know in the comments how this conversation made you all feel. Let me know if I'm wrong or right, man. Someone, give me some feedback. Hey, some righteous feedback. And hopefully, hey, if I do have someone who looks at this video and feels as though, I'm offending them in any way, I'm extending a conversation branch. And just like the other person that came in, Effie, hey, I wanted to have you on a panel, but obviously, you know, There were some things that couldn't be operating in. So it is what it is, man. I'm gonna go ahead and leave you guys with this vibe. I hope you guys enjoy it. Till next time, family. Peace.
All praises, all glory be to the Most High. 10 toes on this truth. Yeah. Standing my ground no matter the obstacle, no matter the foe. Let's go. I'm speaking the truth, I'm reading my Bible. Sinner reduced, soul produced, righteous rules down like it don't. But I stand my ground. Yeah, okay. I stand my ground. I stand my ground. I stand my. I'm speaking the truth, I'm reading my Bible. Sinner reduced, soul produced, righteous rules down like it don't. But I stand my ground. Yeah, I stand my ground. I stand my ground. I stand my. I'm standing my ground. I understand most folks don't want me around. When I speak the true gospel, people get hostile. I'm not just making a sound. I'm making an impact. He the word of God intact. Yeah, it's in my heart. Yeah, I interact with the Holy Spirit. He the quarterback on the receiver. A lot of people say they love God, but they demonize a true scripture reader, a Christ seeker, a true speaker, but they greet a false prophet like a leader. Satan say do what you want. Treat your whole life like a time of leisure. I wasn't made to be a people pleaser. I stand my ground, I'm the one to heed the Lord. The truth, I'm reading my Bible. Instead of reduce, so I produce. Righteous rules down like it do. But I stand my ground. Yeah, I stand my ground. I stand my ground. I stand my. I'm speaking the truth, I'm reading my Bible. Instead of reduce, so I produce. Righteous rules down like it do. But I stand my ground. Yeah, I stand my ground. I stand my ground. I stand my.
It is our season. The time is right now for our purpose and reason. No following heathens. The most high laws and statutes I'm heeding. These scriptures I'm reading bring light to my soul in this dark world I'm seeing. Faith that anything is possible. Send my prayers to overcome obstacles. I stand my ground. Let me expound. My profession profound. Rocking that faith and desire. Designing fashion to inspire. When I go live, I preach to the choir. Ministering like a flaming fire. In any situation that's dire, the most I will be my supplier. Amazed by grace, y'all made a way. Yeah, how I pray to give me direction. The most high will never lead you astray. Like Christ's resurrection, we rise from the bottom, my soul that he saved. My Yeah.
Yeah, they got it bumping.
Why buy the lie when the truth is free? Illusions creating distorted reality, manifesting heart's desires. Faith that anything is possible, probable. With God, I'm unstoppable. Can't deny denial. Life flowing through. Living is a test of subscription, a lifetime trial. Only faith, no fanatics. Pay attention to the antics. Peace over power, panic. Design, planned in fashion.